welcome to the Xbox One X Enhanced Update, where we gather all the latest games that have been enhanced on Xbox One X and put them through their paces. Games are being updated all the time for the 4K machine, adding everything from boosted resolutions to improved textures, levels of detail, and that all-important high dynamic range lighting. We play every game as it comes to Xbox One X and recommend our top picks. This month we've got pirates, pile-ups, and past favourites given a facelift. Punch the video resolution to 4K and let's get going. Let's start with the gorgeous Sea of Thieves, and if you're playing on Xbox One X, the world is your 4K oyster. I thought pirating was all bad teeth and seasickness until I played this. Now I know it's actually impromptu dances on deck as one of your crewmates whips out an accordion, drive-by cannon attacks on satisfyingly breakable outposts, and sailing through the best video game water effects I've ever seen. Whether you're commanding a diddly vessel on your lonesome and crying yourself to sleep under the stars, or leading a crew of 4 and charting a course through majestic ocean scenes on the hunt for treasure, Sea of Thieves is an absolutely stunning showcase of Xbox One X's power. Even the buckets of sick look good. It's a particularly good showcase for high dynamic range lighting, which gives a much greater intensity of light and dark areas on the screen, which in turn gives you sunsets with the intensity to liquefy your eyeballs. Maybe this is why there are so many skeletons in Sea of Thieves, or their flesh melted when they spent too long looking at the sun. To get off to the best possible start, I recommend checking out our recent tips video, which will have you earning gold in no time. But until then, feast your eyes on this scrumptious 4K footage. Fable was the best-selling RPG on the original Xbox and was given a loving makeover on Xbox 360 in Fable Anniversary. The very British world of Albion has now been given a second makeover with a patch that enhances the backwards compatible version for Xbox One X. On 360, the game got a new lighting system and textures, a slick new interface, and a brand new set of achievements to unlock. You can't beat using your lightning magic to fry werewolves in the face. Even though it was made for the Xbox 360, the Xbox One X patch increases resolution to full 4K and allows the console to deploy the highest quality version of the textures contained within the game. In motion, it's like cleaning your glasses and suddenly seeing the world in staggering detail. And this is a game where details make the difference. You see, Fable is famous for how your actions decide your skills and appearance. Waving around swords will get you swole, whilst chomping on pies turns you into a bit of a porker. Back in the day, I used to love going around parading my trophies in front of awestruck townsfolk, and it's great to do the same here where you can see those trophies for what they really are. Gaze upon my goldfish, ye mighty, and despair. Boom! Instant renown. It's like medieval tweeting. Our producer Matt was so taken with this enhanced patch that he recently pumped 25 hours into replaying the whole game in 4K. Or maybe he just likes bothering the chickens. Fast cars, crumpling metal, and alternative rock. It can only mean one thing. Burnout's back and it looks amazing, especially when you're soaring through the air in a cloud of glass. Honestly, there are more crashes here than an afternoon at Sugar Addicts Anonymous, and in the open world of Paradise City, it's never been better. Okay, technically you're meant to be racing competitors, or taking out a set number of rivals, or performing stunts, but colliding with things at top speed is just so fun that it never feels like a punishment. This version updated for Xbox One X brings with it gorgeous 4K resolution at 60 frames per second, which is kind of the holy grail of enhancements. But it also boasts increased draw distance, which is handy in dodging oncoming cars, higher quality shadows, and increased levels of particles VFX, which really lets you see those windshields shatter. Plus, Burnout Paradise throws in all of the original DLC, so that means a long list of vehicles to smash up, from supercars and hot rods to legendary motors like the Ghostbusters Ecto-1 and Kit from Knight Rider. And it's not just cars, there are motorbikes and even oversized toys. This monster truck smashes everything in its way. Burnout Paradise is just carnage, so wipe the drool from your controller and don't think about that insurance premium. If, like me, The Witcher 3 was your first entry into the Witcher universe, this Xbox One X enhanced version of its predecessor gives you the perfect excuse to get back into the world and see where it all started. Without a doubt, The Witcher 2 is packed with memorable moments, like the encounter with King Henselt, the dastardly bugger who likes castles so much he made his belt from them. And the notorious Siege of Vergen, where you journey through a dwarven city under attack from all sides. There are also rude bits that I can't show you in this video without getting an angry phone call from my mum. Except now it all looks even better than it did when it came out on the Xbox 360 in 2014. Using the same dark wizardry as Fable Anniversary, the Xbox One X update brings with it better shadow quality, higher resolution textures, and more complex geometry. The frame rate is also a rock-solid 30 frames per second, and the resolution is scaled up to fit your 4K TV. It's worth remembering that The Witcher 2 was one of the most hardware-stressing games ever when it first launched on PC in 2011, and developer CD Projekt Red spent years optimizing the game for Xbox 360, a console that came out way back in 2005. But now the Xbox One X can finally show you how Geralt and his world was meant to look, and I'm happy with that. Some say that Assassin's Creed Rogue is secretly the best Assassin's Creed, and I might have to agree with that, because look how exciting this is. And this is just 10 minutes in. The surprisingly awesome AC Rogue came out on Xbox 360 in 2014, and was a bit overlooked at the time because AC Unity released in the same year on Xbox One, and was showing off with its giant recreation of Notre Dame. How easily swayed we were by virtual tourism. I overlooked Rogue myself, but now I'm righting that wrong in the best way possible, by stabbing fools right in their face. For starters, I love the 18th century setting, which ranges from picturesque American wilderness to frigid North Atlantic waves where you can blast apart icebergs in a way the Titanic could only dream of. I love the subversive story where your assassin turned Templar hunts down former members of his brotherhood after being betrayed by them. And I love getting to play a forgotten Assassin's Creed game without feeling that it's in any way dated, since it's been lovingly improved with improved resolution, richer shadows, denser crowds, and better environmental rendering. Oh, and if your TV supports HDR lighting, you'll definitely want to fire this one up to see those crisp icebergs looking extra frosty. Now leave me, I've got 30 hours of air assassinating rabbits to get on with. The arrival of Crackdown to Xbox One X brings the total number of enhanced Xbox 360 games up to 11. Out of all of them, it's Crackdown that brings out my bad side. I know it's bad form to punt good, tax-paying citizens across the pavement, then fire a rocket at them, then pick up a car and play the urban equivalent of curling, but it's too fun not to do this. Plus, who's gonna stop you? You're meant to be a super-powered agent cleaning up Pacific City from criminal gangs, but you can just as easily play this like a mini Godzilla, destroying neighborhoods at ground level. Of all the 360 games polished up for Xbox One X, Crackdown really lends itself to 4K screens. Its distinctive art style is bold and crisp, the cel-shaded textures scaling beautifully onto modern-day TVs. Where more photorealistic games are easily dated by their graphics, the sharp cartoon carnage on display here could have been made yesterday. That one will give your Xbox One X a proper workout too. This latest batch of Xbox One X enhanced games is great for driving fans with the remaster of Burnout Paradise, but if you prefer racing with fewer points on your license, Forza Horizon hits the spot. Yes, it's another Xbox 360 game updated to a 4K resolution when played on Xbox One X via backwards compatibility. This first entry in the open-world Horizon series is set in Colorado, with its autumnal hues, verdant forests, and open plains looking spectacular 6 years after release. When you're jostling with a pack of competitors as cockpit cam shows off your car's detailed interior, it's hard to believe this is actually a 360 game. Forza Horizon takes place around the fictional Horizon Festival, and your aim, whilst people mill around in wellies paying too much for drinks and queuing for portable loos, is to earn popularity with them by winning races, speeding past speed cameras, destroying property, and performing other stunts. This earns you wristbands to more events and, in the process, increasingly more exotic cars. My favourite bit is always the vehicle showdowns. Here, you have to race a plane to the finish line. Don't stop and think about the mechanics of how that even works. Just drive. Of course, when you've exhausted every race here, you've got Forza Horizon 3 to dive into, another stunning Xbox One X showcase from Playground Games. Those were our Xbox One X enhanced picks from recent weeks. It's crazy what developers are managing to do with these old Xbox 360 games. Of course, if you feel like we've missed your favourite enhanced game off the list, let us know in the comments. And if you're hungry for more, why not watch our previous Xbox One X update videos? We've covered just about every game on the console to date, all in shiny 4K. Please do subscribe for more Xbox love, and we'll see you again soon. Bye!